you will not remain the same. God bless you.
work than what he has done in the past.
The International World Peace President, in person of His Excellency, Ambassador Pastor from the Kingdom of Denmark, mandated Ambassador Professor Chide Hirodo and myself to be here in Sapele to present this award to him.
Bishop Erefita, who responded, expressed delight over the appointment, stating that the ideologies of the International Association of World Peace Advocates were in tandem with his lifestyle of peace advocates over the years. He added that peace is golden. For there to be security, there must be truth, judgment, and justice, stressing that truth unites people and makes them to live in peace. Bishop Erefita appreciated the association for the recognition, adding that it is not just a privilege but a call to do more in a healthy, peaceful coexistence in the society.
This appointment, an award will continue to remind me of what I ought to be doing to proclaim the gospel of peace, to do my best to make sure that wherever I find myself, I promote peace among men, even as the Bible had readily said we should do. So it's a responsibility as I see it, and I trust God will help me to be able to accomplish it in Jesus' name.
Earlier in his exhortation on attaining physical and spiritual heights, the essence of pressing on to higher ground, Bishop Erefita charged believers to remain humble and committed to serving God in truth and in spirit for a crown of glory ahead. Austin Azu, reporting for Acnn News.
The Bishop Anglican Diocese of Ihiala, the Right Reverend Professor Israel Okoye, has called on Christians in this Advent season to live their lives in preparation for Christ coming back again. The Bishop made this call in an interview with Acnn News correspondent Caroline Achumbe in Abuja.
We celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, but we will not remain people celebrating without remembering that Christ will come again. So the Advent season reminds us that Christ is coming again, so that Christians will use this period in thanking God for the coming of Christ and in living their lives in preparation that Christ will come again. That when He comes again, it will be for judgment, and may we be counted among.
In the during a heartwarming ceremony at the St. Luke's Anglican Church, Eziosu Bishop Ote distributed envelopes containing financial supplies that they to assist them in their various endeavors, and offered heartfelt prayers for the beneficiaries, wishing them success in their pursuits. Addressing the congregants in the church during the diocesan harvest, Bishop Otis stressed the importance of gratitude to God in all circumstances, emphasizing that God never abandons His children. Reflecting on the turbulent periods in that part of Imo State, he expressed gratitude for the gradual return of peace to the locality. The theme of the harvest, Harvest of Divine Presence, Exodus 33 verse 14, was expounded by the preacher Venerable Charles Okpareke. He underscored the significance of the harvest season as a time to express gratitude to God for His benevolence. Venerable Okpareke acknowledged the challenging experiences some parts of the diocese had endured and urged the congregation to appreciate the newfound peace. The Cathedral Church of Advent Life Camp Gwarimpa Abuja has held the 2023 National Harvest tagged Harvest of Divine Exhortations, as the service had in attendance some bishops, including the retired Bishop of Olu, the Most Reverend Bennett Okoro, the Bishop Anglican Diocese of Ihiala, the Right Reverend Professor Israel Okoye, Bishop of Kaba Diocese, the Right Reverend Stephen Akobe, who delivered the sermon. It was a collective service of thanksgiving as the Primate Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, His Grace the Most Reverend Dr. Henry Undukuba and his wife, Mama Nigeria, Mrs. Angela Undukuba, joined their son, Mr. and Mrs. Crispus Undukuba, in thanksgiving for the successful wedding. The congregation at the service, dressed in their native attire, danced to the altar in thanksgiving for the harvest. And you are still watching the news on the hour. Still to come, Christian youths with disabilities have urged churches to embrace disability studies in theological institutions, encourage the recruitment of persons with disabilities into ordained ministry, and allocate intentional funding for disability mainstreaming initiatives within religious institutions. This story and others will come your way after the short break. Kindly stay tuned.
Get ready to experience the magic of the season at the 16th edition of the Festival of Praise concert themed Prince of Peace. Join us on Sunday, December 17th by 6 p.m. as we gather at the Abuja International Conference Center, Area 11, Garki, Abuja, to celebrate the birth of the Prince of Peace, bringing together the joyous melodies of Christmas carols that will warm your heart and fill your soul. Don't miss out on what promises to be an unforgettable evening of music and word, featuring the ministration of the word by Pastor Dr. Paul Eneche, founder of Dunamis International Gospel Center, Festival of Praise Mass Choir, Festival Symphony Orchestra, Mina City Chorale, First Monument Chorale, the Lord's Trumpeters, the Dunamis Voice International, soloists, and much more. Mark your calendars and spread the word. Chief Host, General T.Y. Danjuma, GCON. The 16th edition of the Festival of Praise Concert, date Sunday, December 17, 2023, time 6 p.m. Venue, Abuja International Conference Center. Director of Music, Harrison Stephen, Chairman, General Yakubu Gowon, GCFR, Chairman, Festival Planning Committee, Professor Jerry Gana, CON. Special Guest of Honor, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, OON. Be there and let the spirit of the season fill your heart with peace and joy. It's our Silver Jubilee, and the Christmas time is here again. A time of joy, of blessings, a time to fellowship in songs and carols. For us, it is also a time of beautiful memories, a time to celebrate God's faithfulness for 25 years. The Diocese of Abuja Anglican Communion, St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Maitama, invites you to her 25th anniversary celebration and Christmas carol service. Date, Sunday, 17th December 2023. Time, 8 a.m. prompt. Venue, St. Matthew's Church, Maitama, Plot 2046, Shehu Shagari Way, Maitama, Abuja. There shall be shouts of joy, awards, and recognition of founding members of the church. Come, let us sing praises to our God together. All glory to the King of Kings. Chief Host, His Grace, Most Reverend Dr. Henry C. Ndukuba, Primate of all Nigeria and Bishop of Abuja Diocese. Announcers, Venerable Ambassador Dr. Tiwatope Ade Elias Fatile, Mr. Kainde Akinlolu, San, Chairman Planning Committee, Mrs. Caroline Degi, Secretary, Planning Committee.
Thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, you are watching the news on the hour. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or our social media platforms on facebook.com or youtube.com/ACNN-TV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN TV app, Avo TV app, Net Niger TV app, Limex World TV app, or Android TV app from Google Play Store or iOS Store. And you can also advertise your goods and services on ACNN TV. Moving on. The leadership of the Christian Men's Fellowship of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion recently convened an inaugural provincial conference for the Abuja province. The inauguration was held at the premises of the Church of Nigeria headquarters, St. Matthias House in Gudu, Abuja. The event was marked by an exploration of the theme, Confident Men of Faith, anchored in the scripture Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. The conference saw distinguished attendees, including the primate, represented by his assistant, to see, and the national president, Edwin Robinson, and the guest speaker, Right Reverend Duke Akam Soko. Engineer Sir Afam Luana, the National Vice President of Supra North and Provincial President, who also served as the convener, was joined by the Provincial Secretary and President of Lafayette Diocese, Engineer Chris Ukegbu, to plan the events of the day. The conference drew participants from the 11 dioceses, which are the dioceses of Abuja, Kodi, Boko, Zonkwa, Zakibia, Kor, and Otukbo. The culmination of the one-day gathering resulted in a comprehensive communique issued at the headquarters of the Church of Nigeria. The chosen theme resonated with the challenges confronting Christian men in the current state of the country. The conference emphatically urged men to embrace confidence in their faith, emphasizing that a steadfast belief reaps divine rewards. Participants were encouraged to uphold Christian virtues, values, and strengths derived from the scriptures. The conference emphasized the importance of speak louder than words. The former management board chairman of ACNN TV, Sir Folu Olamiti, the publisher and chief executive officer of Newsport online newspaper, was honored by media practitioners from various organizations as they gathered in the ancient city of Ibadan to celebrate his 72nd birthday. The occasion also marked the launch of his book, A Peep into the Past and Over. The prestigious event held at the University of Ibadan Conference Center was attended by media luminaries, including representatives from the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Nigerian Guild of Editors, NGE, Guild of Corporate Online Publishers, GOCOP, International Press Institute, IPI, and veterans of the media profession. Chief Olusegun Oshoba, the Generalissimo of the media, led a delegation of esteemed veterans to celebrate Sir Folu Olamiti. The day unfolded with an outpouring of tributes from media practitioners who are Pastor Dr. Segun Olatunji, former MD and editor-in-chief of Tribune and a current consultant with the company, initiated the tributes. He shared heartfelt memories of his teenage years, recounting how he was brought from his village in Ilaje to Ibadan to stay with his brother, a close friend to the celebrant. Pastor Olatunji recalled the impactful mentorship and guidance he received during those formative years. He spoke eloquently about Sir Folu Olamiti's influence not only as a seasoned journalist but also a caring and nurturing figure in the lives of those he mentored. Joining him to eulogize Sir Olamiti is the CEO and publisher of Ovation International Magazine and TV, Chief Dele Mamodu.
He was my elder brother's closest friend. And the way he was practicing journalism
God has given him that grace of staying relevant permanently. And I am here to congratulate him, to wish him well, and to offer my own little encouragement that when you are good, we must try to encourage.
Underscore the indelible mark he has left on the industry and the enduring impact of his mentorship on the next generation of media professionals. Congratulations to you, Sir Fulu Olamide. Following their participation in the 12th General Assembly of the All-African Conference of Churches, AACC, in Abuja, Nigeria, youth with disabilities are urging churches to embrace disability studies in theological institutions, encourage the recruitment of persons with disabilities into ordained ministry, and allocate intentional funding for disability mainstreaming initiatives within religious institutions. This landmark event marked the first time that individuals with disabilities attended an AAC General Assembly. The youth emphasized the need for churches to prioritize disability studies within theology, with efforts to nominate persons with disabilities as part of church delegations, highlighting the historic letter from the AAC General Secretary, Reverend Fidel Mwabeki, urging churches to nominate youths with disabilities. The participants recounted facing discrimination and stigmatization in their respective countries. However, they acknowledged the significance of their attendance at the AAC General Assembly, citing the support provided by the World Council of Churches, WCC, Ecumenical Disability Advocate Network. The network's involvement allowed individuals with disabilities to contribute actively to an international assembly, challenging preconceived notions and showcasing their capabilities. One of the key demands from the youth with disabilities is the call for intentional funding for disability. Importance of creating a special fund dedicated to supporting individuals with disabilities in venturing into entrepreneurship and livelihood activities. This, they believe, will empower people with disabilities to contribute meaningfully to their communities and congregations. On the Jakba syndrome, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese in Nigeria, Bishop Marty Coker, has challenged youthful Nigerians planning to leave the country to consider bringing back to the West African nation what they gained from their host countries. Speaking during the 12th Convocation Lecture of Veritas University of Nigeria, he encouraged, please feel free to leave, saying, time they settle down wherever they have gone, they will all discover that Nigeria needs them. Bishop Cook underscored the need for Nigerians to leave the country to consider its progress and said, when they bring their wealth of experience to bear in the development of this country, it will help in fostering the needed development the Nigerians are yearning for. He went further to caution young people in Africa's most populous nation against relying on the political class for changing the country, emphasizing the need for the youth of the West African nation to come up with the type of changes that will have a positive impact on the society, urging the graduates to remain focused and remember the school they were leaving behind. The Most Reverend Dr. Stephen Samuel Kenzimba Mugalu, the Archbishop and Primate of the Church of Uganda Anglican Communion, officially inaugurated this year's Provincial Annual Youth and Students Convention of the Church of Uganda at Mego Secondary School in Kampala. While opening the event, Archbishop Kazimba set the tone for a convention that is focused on nurturing the next generation of leaders within the church. Addressing the participants, he charged them to embrace discipline, maintain focus, and actively explore their spiritual gifts. His message was a call to the youth and students to not only be engaged in the convention's activities, but also to use the opportunity to discover and develop their unique talents for the service of God and society. This year's convention is anchored by the theme, Stronger Together, inspired by Ephesians 4:11-20. The provincial annual Youth and Student Convention has become an annual highlight on the Church of Uganda's calendar, providing a platform for young members to gather, learn, and share experiences. It catalyzes nurturing leadership qualities and spiritual maturity among the youth and students within the church, contributing to the overall growth and vibrancy of the Church of Uganda. In the news, here's a recap of the major stories. The Lord Bishop of our Anglican Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Stephen Fagbemi, embarks on a visit to several rural churches within the diocese, encouraging, fellowshipping, and praying for them. The Bishop of Sapele Anglican Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Blessing Erifeta, receives official status for the appointment of eminent peace ambassador of the International Association of World Peace Advocates in collaboration with the United Nations. Plus, the former management board chairman of Acnn TV, Sir Folu Olamiti, the publisher and chief executive officer of Newsport online newspaper, honored by media practitioners from various organizations as they gathered in the ancient city of Ibadan to celebrate his 72nd birthday. The occasion also marked the launch of his book, A Peep into the Past and Over. And so with that, we'll draw the curtain for this edition of the News on the Hour. We want to thank you profusely for watching. I am Phoebe Agumehio. Do have for yourselves a lovely weekend and God bless you.
Join us every Sunday for our online Sunday series and Children's Sunday School broadcast, showing on Acnn TV and our social media platforms, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Open your hearts to receive from the Lord, and I'm sure as you watch and hear from